Hello everyone, what's up and welcome back to another reading vlog. This week I will be reading 2 books alongside another book that is for another vlog, but that's not important. So for this week I am reading Fangs and Frenemies by Sierra Cross, as well as her second book in the Blue Moon Bay Witches series. I don't know what you call it. Scones and Slayers. I'm ready for another magical week. I'm ready for another October week, even though I'm boiling inside because it is over 30 degrees Celsius here by us, so we're just gonna go with it. Anyway, so if you're excited for this video, please remember to like, subscribe, comment down below what spooky things you did last week. And without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. So, an update on Fangs and Frenemies. I kind of left it until the last minute. No, I kind of started it last week because I didn't just want to stop my reading. I think I will be done with this book today, so this might be a very short vlog, but it's fine.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
I'm currently 13% into Fangs and Frenemies, and I just have the gist of it. We have a green witch, whose name I've forgotten. What's her name? Hazel. It's like the most common name anyway. We have Hazel, who is taking over her grandmother's bakery while they still have like competition on the other side of town. And I believe, that's where the rivalry is going to start, because according to Hazel, after she drove by the place, it smelled like kind of like forbidden magic to keep this place running. It's very complicated. But at the same time, I'm like, this is very entertaining. So I have it on audio and I also have it on Kindle. But because I'm also reading King of Scars for another vlog, I think I will be busting out this book quite soon. Maybe today, and then I'll read Scones and Slayers tomorrow. Yeah, but hopefully we will get enough video footage. I'm also planning on watching Rebecca tonight with my best friend. I just need to hear if my husband doesn't want to watch sport or anything. Otherwise I'll just use my phone to watch Rebecca. It's not that bad. But yeah, I have to remind her. We constantly forget about it. So we're gonna continue the spooky vibe. I see it's getting cloudy outside and I'm washing my washing. A bit concerning. Tomorrow it's gonna rain, so I think it says it's gonna rain. I don't know if it's gonna rain. Anyway, I'm busy editing videos. I'm also working, and I'm also trying to keep the house just, a little bit tidy. I had a crap load of watermelon just now, so I feel like a watermelon at the moment. But I think for now we're just gonna listen to the audiobook while I do some work, and then around lunchtime I will be picking up my other book, whose vlog will probably go up after Spookoplathon. But it's fine because I want the 2 books to go together, because we're reading, you don't care, this is gonna be in another vlog, but anyway, we're reading King of Scars. And then next month we will be reading Rule of Wolves. So I don't know, I really damaged the cover. It's fine. It's there to be read. Anyway, so yeah, that's going to be in a vlog after Spookoplathon, after we finish Rule of Wolves. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. So for now, we're just going to have a cozy reading vlog of Fangs and Frenemies. I'll probably update you when I reach, like, say, the 30% mark, if I have more information readily available, and then we'll continue from there. I'll just give updates. I don't want to spoil anything, but at the same time I see a lot of people reading Fangs and Frenemies nowadays, so we're just gonna go with it. But anyway, I'll see you guys when I see you, I guess. lunch is served with like the last bit of eggs we have left. We have an egg shortage and I can't find eggs anywhere, so I'm enjoying them while I can. So yeah, I'm going to have some lunch, read a bit, and then get back to work. Hello, I have a reading update for you. Yeah, I didn't get far into the book. I'm on chapter 26. That's a lie. I'm on chapter 6 right now. Y'all, I'm so tired. Gee, man. Anyway, I'm sorry. That was a close-up and a half. So, chapter 6. Not a lot has still happened, but one of the characters, whose name's Max, I don't know how I feel about them. Like, they're hiding something really mysterious from Hazel. And, because they were best friends up until a point where Max just left Hazel, like, in the air. Because sometimes, you know, when you start your new adventure at like university or college or wherever, your high school friends you don't speak as much as you usually do. It's sometimes just a happy birthday and that's about that. So Hazel is upset because Max just ghosted her out of the blue one day. And I'm thinking there's a reason. I'm also thinking Max is colluding with one of the ex-popular girls, but still popular, who married a popular guy. I hope this will make sense. I'm rambling because I'm tired. So I should probably go get a coffee or something. I don't know, just to get myself awake again. Do jumping jacks. I'm not going to do that. There's too much energy involved in jumping jacks. One thing I hate in gym is jumping jacks and burpees. Do not make me jump. Also, don't make me run. If there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm screwed because I hate running. Anyway, so for now, I think that's where I'm going to end it. There's only 21 chapters and the chapters fly by fast. The only downside was I was super busy today, so I couldn't get to a lot of reading for Fangs and Frenemies, but I'm slowly but surely getting there. Right now, I'm going to get the washing. I have to fold the washing as well. That's in our... You know, you're adulting when there's like a hamper full of washed clothes that you just haven't folded yet. Yeah. Anyway, and then I hung up some washing today, so I just need to go take that or fold that up as well. Put it on our bed so we can put it away later. And then I'm going to be making stir fry tonight, but I just need to wash some pots and stuffs. It's a day. Can you tell how tired I am? I started editing. Luckily, there was some foreboding in me this weekend that said, edit your vlog for last week. This week. That makes sense. So the weekend of the 7th, I started editing a vlog, cutting out and silencing everything, because Wondershare is wonderful. If you have the paid version, if you have silences or whatever in your story, it detects it and then it slices it up for you, so it makes my life much easier. And then the other day they updated it and they removed the silence detection, and I was so peed off, because why would you take the only good feature from your editing thing? Turns out I just had to find because there's like an editing slot, you just have to put the silence detection back, and I didn't know about that. So yeah, that was the issue. Anyway, so I've been silence detecting and cutting my videos throughout the weekend, and then yeah, I started editing last week's vlog at around 2. I only finished and it's 4 now. I still need to do the thumbnail. Okay, it's fine. We can do that. Can't we? So tired. Okay, just I'm trying to psych myself up for this. Anyway, and then I still have an hour of work left. I'm speaking like I'm done with work. No, I still have an hour left. Anyway, yeah, that is the update for today. And then I will be hopefully I'll finish it tomorrow, and I'll speak to you guys again, more information, or I'll speak to you once I get to the 50% mark, which seems more accurate. I have not touched Fangs and Frenemies today, which is quite upsetting because I really did have time to listen to it. I just didn't make time. So that is what I'm going to do now while I make dinner, or clean up the kitchen and make dinner.
Last night I dreamt I went to Mandalay again. I dreamt that where our drive once lay a dark and tortured jungle grew. Nature had come into her own. And yet, the house still stood, buried, secretive and silent as it had always been,
Why?
risen from the dead.
Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. I feel like I've been hit by a bus again, so that's great. Anyway, I almost said scones and slayers. No, fangs and frenemies. I just got to the pod, well yesterday actually, where Max and Hazel, why is her name so difficult to remember? Where they decide to team up together because both of the people that they love are questioned for being in contact with a missing person. So yeah, that's basically that. I don't feel as invested in this book as I want to be. Like it's okay. I'm merely reading it to cross it off my list. But I don't know, the narrator's voice is very annoying. I just can't get over her voice. It's just so annoying. That's about that. I think it's just the narrator's voice that doesn't do it for me. So hold on. And I'm not thinking of DNFing this book or anything. I will see how it goes. But for now, like I said, I'm not really that much invested in it. I don't actually care. That is the issue. I don't care. So maybe I should just DNF the book and start something else. That sounds like a plan. Then I have to find recs for other spooky books. I wouldn't mind. Maybe I should find like shorter books, because I can't deal with this book right now. Maybe I'll soft DNF it. Maybe I'll pick it up in the future. But I just don't care with this book. So, yeah, I was hoping it was going to be a themed vlog, but it's not. It really isn't. I don't even know how far I am. Hold on. It says I'm 35% into Fangs and Frenemies. So now I'm thinking, should I just continue? Or do I have other spoopy books? You know what? I have an idea. I don't know why I clapped like that. I have the Brothers Grimm stories. I think I'm going to read 2 short stories of them for this vlog. No, not for this vlog. For the spoopy prompts. So I think that's what I'm going to do. There's a lot of short stories in this book, but it's fine. Hold on, let me go get it quickly. This is actually my late best friend's book. But I really like the cover because it's floppy. She got me a limited edition one, so... That's actually cool. But I'm thinking, okay, there's a lot. There's children's legends, and then there's 200 stories. Some of these legends are like 200 pages. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a number generator. I'll show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate from 1 to 200 for a short story from Brothers Grimm, and then 1 to 10 for a legend. So, you know, each spoopy situation will be different. So let's quickly change that. Okay, please do ignore the 10,000 tabs open. That is just my life currently. We're going to do 200, and then I'm just going to put it on generate. Then I'm looking away. I swear I am. And I'm generating. So we are reading, let me just write this down. And then between 1 and 10, I could have done that first because we were on 10. Putting it on generate, looking away, generating. I had a feeling it was 9. Okay, so that means we're going to open Brothers Grimm. 120, not there. 120, 120. That means I have to read the 3 apprentices. Wow. Okay. And then the legend would be the Heavenly Wedding. Okay. Okay, this sounds fun. I like this idea. Sorry for taking you on this long ass journey, but I just can't. Not that I want to read more, but I don't know. This book just doesn't do it for me. I don't know why I'm explaining to you, because I feel like a lot of times I would tell people if they DNF the book, don't explain yourself, because 1, nobody cares, and 2, DNF it if you want. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. So I'm going to remove this from currently reading, and that will be that. The downside, if you have to like open all these, whoops, I did not mean to do that. Okay, we're gonna do this, did not finish, and I think then it doesn't count towards my stats. Let me just quickly, Toba, would you? Thank you. Yes, so far I like how this is equally divided. So far I've only read 2 books. Wow, 1,120 pages. That's not bad. Anyway, on to the Brothers Grimm. 6, 6, 7. Wait, what? Okay. Wow, that was cool. This story was really weird, but it was very entertaining. It's about 3 apprentices who never leave each other. They're always together until someone pops up and he tells them, I have a proposition for you. You will never run out of money, but you have to say the following 3 things every time someone asks you something. It has to be all 3 of us. The one person has to say all 3 of us. The other person has to say for money. And the last person has to say quite right too. That is and quite right too. And then one day they go to an inn, they stay there for some time, and the innkeeper thinks they're weird, but you know, they have money, so he's like, okay, I'm just gonna accept it for what it is. And then a wealthy merchant rocks up and he says to the innkeeper, you have to keep my stuff away from these 3 people because they are after my money. Little does he know that the innkeeper is also after people's money. So at night, he sends the apprentices down to a cellar kind of thing where they will stay, like kind of like you've been demoted to single rooms. He goes to the merchant's room, he chops off his head, goes back to bed and acts as if nothing has happened. And when he tells the townspeople it was these 3, they have to answer all 3 of us for money and quite right too. And the person who gave them this proposition, he's like, don't worry, you just have to wait it out because they're now in jail. So they just have to wait it out until the very next day. The very next day they confess to what happened and they are to be hanged. And just before they are hanged, the person who is identified as the devil is like, wait, you guys can speak now. You can tell the people what you saw. And they're like, oh no, it wasn't us who killed it, it was the innkeeper. And if you go look in his basement, you'll find a lot of other people who were also killed. And that's how the devil claimed a soul that was evil. I hope that made sense. It was a very intriguing read. So the legend, legend 9, the heavenly wedding, is like at 1,006 pages. Let's see what that entails, and then I'll get back to you. Sometimes the Brothers Grimm has like the weirdest stories. The legend of the wedding, the eternal wedding, was about a boy who walked into church, fell in love with the church and never wanted to leave. And then he started seeing how people prayed to the Virgin Mary, and he decided to give her half of his food every day until one day he falls ill, and for 8 days he can't give her food. And then after the 8 days he goes back and he's like, listen, here's the food, sorry about not giving you food, I was ill. And she's like, don't worry, come to mass next Sunday or something and you will be rewarded, or you'll go to a wedding or whatnot. And the priest saw this, and the priest told the child, ask her if I can go with you. And the Virgin Mary was like, no, you can't. And then the next Sunday he went to the Virgin Mary and he died at the picture by her feet. That's the story. Cool. Anyway, so what I think I'm going to do for the rest of the week is I'm maybe just going to generate some stories, or I should start reading another book. I don't know. Maybe for this week it'll just be spoopy stories. Maybe I can see how far I can get into some of these stories. But I think it would be best if I just generated, like, read 3 or 4 stories a day. 2 would be fine too. I don't want to overexert myself. Yeah, that is going to be it for this video. Day today I think will be, why did you just go dark? Today I think will be the last day that I read the Brothers Grimm books just so that I can get this vlog out. This disappointment of a vlog, but it's fine. I feel better today, and I thought after feeling better I might dive back into the books, but still the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, still don't care. Really don't care. I don't know if it's because I'm over murder mysteries or something, or disappearance thrillers and like that. I just don't want to read it, so we're gonna continue with our lives. Anyway, we're going, I don't know what just fell. We're going to go back to the number generator. First we're going to do a legend, so we're gonna say number generator. So it's currently on 9. I'm not gonna show you guys, you have to take my word for it. I'm just too lazy, right? So we're gonna generate, it says 6. So the legend that I'm going to read is the 3 green twigs. If you guys want to see, here's the 3 green twigs, and then we will change it also to 260, and I'm going to generate 207. Where's that? I'm looking. Why did I think my bad. Okay, let's try that again. There's 200 stories, not 200. Yeah, 200 generates 47. Interesting. The juniper tree. Okay, page, what is this? 271. Oh, I surpassed that so far. Okay, so we're starting with the juniper tree right now. Oh, this is a very long story. Okay, I'm sure you can go look what it's about, but it's a hell of a long short story. But I'll give you the gist of it after I've read it. I am reading The Juniper Tree by the Brothers Grimm. It is now long ago, quite 2,000 years, since there was a rich man who had a beautiful and pious wife, and they loved each other dearly. They had, however, no children, though they wished for them very much, and the woman prayed for them day and night, but still they had none. Now there was a courtyard in front of their house, in which was a juniper tree, and one day in winter the woman was standing beneath it, paring herself an apple. And while she was paring herself the apple, she cut her finger, and the blood fell on the snow. "Ah!" said the woman, and sighed right heavily, and looked at the blood before her, and was most unhappy. "Ah, if I had but a child as red as blood and white as snow!" And while she thus spake, she became quite unhappy in her mind, and felt just as if that were going to happen. Then she went into the house, and a month went by, and the snow was gone, and 2 months, and then everything was green, and 3 months, and then all the flowers came out of the earth, and 4 months, and then all the trees in the wood grew thicker, and the green branches were all closely entwined, and the birds sang until the wood resounded, and the blossom fell from the trees. Then the 5th month passed away, and she stood under the juniper tree, which smelt so sweetly that her heart leaped, and she fell on her knees, and was beside herself with joy. And when the 6th month was over, the fruit was large and fine, and then she was quite still. And the 7th month she snatched at the juniper berries, and ate them greedily. Then she grew sick and sorrowful. Then the 8th month passed, and she called her husband to her, and wept and said, "If I die, then bury me beneath the juniper tree." Then she was quite comforted and happy until the next month was over, and then she had a child as white as snow and as red as blood, and when she beheld it she was so delighted that she died. Then her husband buried her beneath the juniper tree, and he began to weep sore. After some time he was more at ease, and though he still wept he could bear it, and after some time longer he took another wife. By the 2nd wife he had a daughter, but the 1st wife's child was a little son, and he was as red as blood and as white as snow. When the woman looked at her daughter she loved her very much, but then she looked at the little boy, and it seemed to cut her to the heart, for the thought came into her mind that he would always stand in her way, and she was forever thinking how she could get all the fortune for her daughter. And the evil one filled her mind with this till she was quite wroth with the little boy, and slapped him here and cuffed him there, until the unhappy child was in continual terror, for when he came out of school he had no peace in any place. One day the woman had gone upstairs to her room, and her little daughter went up too, and she said, "Mother, give me an apple." "Yes, my child," said the woman, and gave her a fine apple out of the chest, but the chest had a great heavy lid with a great sharp iron lock.
Mother, said the little girl, is brother not to have one too? This made the woman angry, but she said, yes, when he comes out of school. And when she saw from the window that he was coming, it was just as if the devil entered into her, and she snatched an apple and took it away again from her daughter, and said, Thou shalt not have one before thy brother. Then she threw the apple into the chest and shut it. Then the little boy came in at the door, and the devil made her say to him kindly, My son, wilt thou have an apple? And she looked wickedly at him. Mother, said the little boy, how dreadful you look. Yes, give me an apple. I'm sorry, I was trying to keep my voice casual there, but what the fudge. I don't know why I'm British either, just go with it. Then it seemed to her as if she were forced to say to him, Come with me. And she opened the lid of the chest and said, Take out an apple for thyself. And while the little boy was stooping inside, the devil prompted her, and crash! She shut the lid down, and his head flew off and fell among the red apples. Then she was overwhelmed with terror and thought, If I could make but them think that it was not done by me. So she went upstairs to her room, to her chest of drawers, and took a white handkerchief over the top drawer, and set the head on the neck again, and folded the handkerchief so that nothing could be seen. And she set him on a chair in front of the door, and put the apple in his hand. After this, Mordecai came into the kitchen to her... Now the child has a name. Okay. After this, Mordecai came into the kitchen to her mother, who was standing by a fire with a pan of hot water, before which she was constantly stirring round. Mother, said Mordecai, brother is sitting at the door, and he looks quite white and has an apple in his hand. I asked him to give me the apple, but he did not answer me, and I was quite frightened. Go back to him, said the mother, and if he will not answer thee, give him a box on the ear. So Mordecai went to him and said, Brother, give me an apple. But he was silent, and she gave him a box on the ear, on which his head fell down. Mordecai was terrified, and began crying and screaming, and ran to her mother, and said, Alas, mother, I have knocked my brother's head off. And she wept and could not be comforted. Mordecai, said the mother, What hast thou done? But be quiet and let no one know it. It cannot be helped now. We will make him into black puddings. Oh my. Then the mother took the little boy and chopped him in pieces, put him into the pan, and made him into black puddings. But Mordecai stood by weeping and weeping, and all her tears fell into the pan, and there was no need of any salt. Then the father came home and sat down to dinner and said, But where is my son? But where is my son? And the mother served up a great dish of black puddings, and Mordecai wept and could not leave off. Then the father said, But where is my son? Ah, said the mother, he has gone across the country to his mother's great uncle. He will stay there a while. And what is he going to do there? He did not even say goodbye to me. Oh, he wanted to go and asked me if he might stay 6 weeks. He's well taken care of there. Ah, said the man, I feel so unhappy lest all should not be right. He ought to have said goodbye to me. With that he began to eat, and said, Mordecai, why art thou crying? His voice went from very deep to yuck. Mordecai, why art thou crying? Thy brother will certainly come back. Then he said, Oh, my wife, how delicious this food is. Give me some more. No, don't eat some more. And the more he ate, the more he wanted to have. And he said, Give me some more. You shall have none of it. Okay, greedy bastard. It seems to me as if it were all mine. And he ate and threw all the bones under the table. Wait, there's bones in black pudding? What? Until he finished the whole. But Mordecai went away to her chest of drawers, and took her best silk handkerchief out of the bottom drawer, and got all the bones from beneath the table, and tied them up in the silk handkerchief, and carried them outside the door, weeping tears of blood. Then the juniper tree began to stir itself, and the branches parted asunder, and moved together again, just as if someone was rejoicing and clapping his hands. At the same time a mist seemed to arise from the tree, and in the centre of this mist it burned like a fire, and a beautiful bird flew out of the fire, singing magnificently, and he flew high up in the air, and when he was gone, the juniper tree was just as it had been before, and the handkerchief with the bones was no longer there. Mordecai, however, was gay and happy as if her brother was still alive, and she went merrily into the house, and sat down to dinner, and ate. But the bird flew away, and lighted on a goldsmith's house, and began to sing. My mother, she killed me. My father, he ate me. I can't with this story. My sister, little Marlican, gathered together all my bones, tied them in a silken handkerchief, laid them beneath the juniper tree. Kiwit, kiwit, what a beautiful bird am I. The goldsmith was sitting in his workshop making a gold chain when he heard the bird which was sitting singing on top of the roof, and very beautiful the song seemed to him. He stood up, but as he crossed the threshold he lost one of his slippers. But he went away right up the middle of the street with one shoe and one sock. He had his apron on, and in one hand he had the gold chain, and in the other the pincers, and the sun was shining brightly on the street. Then he went right on and stood still, and said to the bird, Bird, said he then, how beautifully thou canst sing. Sing me that piece again. No, said the bird, I'll not sing it twice for nothing. Give me the golden chain, and then I will sing it again for thee. There, said the goldsmith, there is the gold chain for thee. Now sing me that song again. Then the bird came and took the golden chain in his right claw, and went and sat in front of the goldsmith and sang, My mother killed me, my father ate me. My sister, little Marlican, gathered together all my bones, tied them in a silken handkerchief, laid them beneath the juniper tree. Kiwit, kiwit, what a beautiful bird am I. Then the bird flew away to a shoemaker, and lighted on his roof, and sang, My mother killed me, my father ate me. My sister, little Marlican, gathered together all my bones, tied them in a silken handkerchief, laid them beneath the juniper tree. Kiwit, kiwit, what a beautiful bird am I. The shoemaker heard that and ran out of the door in his shirt sleeves and looked up at the roof, and was forced to hold his hand before his eyes lest the sun should blind him. Bird, said he, how beautifully thou canst sing. Then he called to his door, Wife, just come outside. There's a bird. Look at that bird. He just can't sing well. Yeah, I'm sure. Then he called his daughter and children and apprentices, boys and girls, and they all came up the street and looked at the bird, and saw how beautiful he was, and what fine red and green feathers he had, and how like real gold his neck was, and how the eyes in his head shone like stars. Bird, said the shoemaker, now sing me that song again. Nay, said the bird, I do not sing twice for nothing. Thou must give me something. Wife, said the man, go to the garret. Upon the top shelf there stands a pair of red shoes. Bring them down. Then the wife went and brought the shoes. There, bird, said the man, now sing that piece again. Then the bird came and took the shoes in his left claw, and flew back on the roof and sang, My mother killed me, my father ate me. My sister, little Marlican, gathered together all my bones, tied them in a silken handkerchief, laid them beneath the juniper tree. Kiwit, kiwit, what a beautiful bird am I. And when he had sung the whole, he flew away. In his right claw he had the chain, and the shoe in his left. And he flew far away to a mill, and the mill went clip, 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 clap, clip, clap. And the mill sat 20 millers' men hewing. Oh, my word. Then the bird... Oops, am I... sat 20 millers' men hewing a stone, and cutting hick-hack, 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 and the mill went clip-clap, clip-clap, clip-clap. Then the bird went and sat on a lime tree which stood in front of the mill, and sang, My mother, she killed me. Then one of them stopped working. My father, he ate me. Then 2 more stopped working and listened to that. My sister, little Marlican. Then 4 men stopped, gathered together all my bones, tied them in a silken handkerchief. Now 8 only were hewing, laid them beneath, now only 5, the juniper tree, now only 1. Kiwit, kiwit, what a beautiful bird am I. Then the last stopped also, and heard the last word. Bird, he said, how beautifully thou singest. Let me too hear that. Sing that once more. Nay, said the bird, I will not sing twice for nothing. Give me the millstone, and then I will sing it again. Yes, he said, if it belonged to me only, thou should have it. Yes, said the others, if he sings again, he shall have it. Then the bird came down, and the 20 millers all set to work with a beam and raised the stone up. And the bird stuck his neck through the hole, and put the stone on it as if it were a collar, and flew on to the tree again, and sang, My mother killed me, my father ate me. My sister, little Marlican, gathered together all my bones, tied them in a silken handkerchief, laid them beneath the juniper tree. Kiwit, kiwit, what a beautiful bird am I. And when he had done singing, he spread his wings, and in his right claw he had the chain, and in his left the shoes, and round his neck the millstone, and he flew far away to his father's house. In the room sat the father, the mother, and Molochen at dinner, and the father said, How light-hearted I feel, how happy I am. Nay, said the mother, I feel so uneasy, just as if a heavy storm were coming. Molochen, however, sat weeping and weeping. I thought she was happy. But anyway. And then came the bird flying, and as it seated itself on the roof, the father said, Ah, I feel so truly happy, and the sun is shining so beautifully outside. I feel just as if I were about to see some old friend again. Nay, said the woman, I feel so anxious, my teeth chatter, and I seem to have fire in my veins. And she tore her stays open, but Molochen sat in a corner crying, and held a plate before her eyes, and cried till it was quite wet. Then the bird sat on the juniper tree and sang, My mother, she killed me. Then the mother stopped her ears and shut her eyes, and would not see or hear, but there was a roaring in her ears, like the most violent storm, and her eyes burned and flashed like lightning. My father, he ate me. Oh, mother, said the man, that is a beautiful bird. He sings so splendidly, and sun shines so warm, and there is a smell just like cinnamon. My sister, little Molochen. Then Molochen laid her head on her knees and wept without ceasing. But the man said, I am going out. I must see the bird quite close. Oh, don't go, said the woman. I feel as if a whole house was shaking and on fire. But the man went out and looked at the bird, gathered together all my bones, tied them in a silken handkerchief, laid them beneath the juniper tree. Kiwit, kiwit, what a beautiful bird am I. On this the bird let the golden chain fall, and it fell exactly around the man's neck, and so exactly around that it fitted beautifully. Then he went in and said, Just look what a fine bird that is, and what a handsome gold chain he has given me, and how pretty he is. But the woman was terrified, and fell down on the floor in the room, and her cap fell off her head. Then sang the bird once more, My mother, she killed me. Would that I were 1,000 feet beneath the earth, so as not to hear that. My father, he ate me. Then the woman fell down again, as if dead. My little sister Molochen. Aha, said Molochen, I too will go out and see the bird, if the bird will give me anything. And she went out, gathered together all my bones, tied them in a silken handkerchief. He threw down the shoes for her, laid them beneath the juniper tree. Kiwi, kiwi, what a beautiful bird am I. Then she was light-hearted and joyous, and she put on the red shoes and danced and leaped into the house. Ah, said she, I was so sad when I went out, and now I am so light-hearted. That is a splendid bird. He has given me a pair of red shoes. Well, said the woman, and sprang to her feet, and her hair stood up like flames of fire. I feel as if the world were coming to an end. I too will go out and see if my heart feels lighter. And as she went out of the door, crashed the bird through the millstone on her head, and she was entirely crushed by it. The father Molochen heard what had happened and went out, and smoke and flames and fire were rising from the place. And when that was over, there stood the little brother, and he took his father and Molochen's by the hand, and all three were right glad, and they went into the house to dinner and ate. Okay, that was just weird.
Okay, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that read along. As you can tell, like, I lost all interest by the end of it. It was just so weird. I hope you enjoy the commentary as well, because I was weirded out by everything. So, it is what it is, I guess. I also read the 6 legends, and it seems like the legends are like, mostly, let me just do this. Hopefully it's mostly like religious stuff. This was about a man who judged a guy who was taken to the stocks, or a place where he was gonna die for his sins, and this old man judged him, and it says the Lord was mad at him and he wasn't blessed anymore, so he had to, like, what is the word they used? It's called something about penance, but you know, he had to go discuss or think about what he did, and he has to live on people's, like, charity, basically, on his way, and he has to have the stick, and he can only be forgiven once the stick sprouts 3 leaves. And while on his journey, he comes across this woman who tells him she won't allow him in his house because his sons are robbers and they will kill him if they see him, or they kill them both. And he's like, please, can I just stay with you in the cave? And she asks him, what are you doing? And he explains everything to her, and she, starts getting scared, because she's like, God convicted you because you just judge the person. What is he going to do to my 3 sons? Because they've been robbing and killing people. And when he stays there, and when the sons come and they light a fire, they see the old man and he explains to them exactly what, and their lives are saved. And the man goes to sleep again under the stairs in the cave, because that makes sense. Anyway, and then when they wake up the next morning, he's dead, and under him they found the twig with the 3 leaves. So it was quite interesting. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I do hope it's not a short one. And I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully the read along is going to be a bit better than it was this week. I'm actually thinking of starting like reading today the rest of... There's no rule. I can start today. I don't even know why I'm discussing this with you. Anyway, see you guys next week. Bye.